Hello everyone, I'm here to crochet a wine tote as it was requested on my last crochet video. So I'm going to crochet it in this Loops and Threads wine color because that's appropriate for the theme. And we're going to do a Jasmine stitch crochet wine tote because I haven't seen any of those online. So they might be, but I haven't seen any, so I think it's a little bit different than the wine totes that are there. So might as well add a different style to the wine totes that are there. So we're going to do a magic loop first, and then I'm going to chain 2 into it and put 11 more double crochet in there to make it 12 double crochet. So we'll start off with that, and then we'll do an increase in every stitch and then an increase in every other stitch. So that's the plan of what we're going to do with the base, and then we'll check it with a wine bottle that I've stolen from my family because I don't drink alcohol. And yeah, we'll see if that works. So I went to the medieval market yesterday and I got some yarn and a fun frog glass, so I'm very excited about that. I'm going to make hot chocolate in it. They had lots of different glass types, and they had mugs that had like narrow openings, but you know I like to put lots of marshmallows in my hot chocolate, so I wanted one with a wide opening, so that's why I picked that one. And I love frogs and toads. We used to go get them when we were fishing, and we'd see them hopping around all the time and give them little names. So that's always fun. So I'm just going to count 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, getting there, 10, 11, 12, double check, because as you know all crocheters can't count, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, perfect. And then we're going to slip stitch into the top of our chain 2, and then we get to pull the magic ring close, which is always my favorite part. Very nice. So now we're going to chain 2 and do an increase in every stitch. So we'll do 2 in every stitch so that there's 24 stitches in this round, and then we will do one more round and then measure it against our wine glass bottom. So that'll be good. Yeah, I couldn't find any like wine related crochet stitches, so I'm going to do a Jasmine stitch because I love Jasmine stitch. I made a whole dress of it in the Colorama yarn that you can get at Walmart. It's super nice. And then I washed it with my Lions brand discontinued dollar store yarn, and that yarn transferred over to that dress, and so I have to go and see what I can do to fix it. So if you have any tips, I would love that, because I do like that dress and I haven't worn it a lot. I just ended up washing it and then it transferred over, so it's kind of like felted into it. It's not too bad, I can pick it off, but if there's any easier way, I'd love to hear it. Yeah, lots of exciting things. I definitely want to go and paint my own pottery because I have this plan of having like trout skin plates and dishware, like rainbow trout skin themed, and I think that would be fun. I can't find them commercially, or I haven't seen them around, so I'd like to paint my own, but I'm going to have to practice all winter because I suck at painting. I am a much better 3D artist than a 2D artist. I was never that good at drawing or painting, just average at best, so I do need to practice a lot before I end up going to paint my own pottery, but hopefully I can do that this summer maybe, because that'll be a fun trip to go on. Very exciting. Another week starting up soon, so I have to continue on doing my work, is always nice. Count again, because crocheters can't count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, perfect. And then we'll slip stitch back in to the chain 2. So that's the next one. We will do another chain 2, and then we will go into the next stitch and add 2 double crochets. And this is US terms, by the way. And then we will add 1 double crochet to the next one, and we'll keep on repeating that until we finish our round. The weather's turning, it's getting a little bit more snowy and the snow is sticking, but now it's in that freeze-thaw period where it keeps making the roads icy but not really staying, so it's all pretty. So that's not as fun of a time, but it's nice and warm out still, Canadian warm. It's like 2 degrees, so it's basically shorts weather still. Continue wearing my dresses for another couple weeks, but that'll be changing soon. Pretty late this year though, so it's nice to have warmer weather. I think last winter was very cold, if I remember correctly, but it could have just been that I was at school and somewhat miserable at the time as well. All blurs together when you have exam after exam, but I never have to do that again, so thank goodness for that. Always nice. But as you can see, I do take requests of different things, and I do like to teach as many new things as I possibly can. And I know this isn't traditional tutorial setup, it's more meant just as a guideline, but hopefully it does help some people out there that want to try something different and don't need the stitch by stitch rendition. But yeah, nice little wine colored wine bottle holder to fit the theme. I've been reading more books and adding them to my book journal. I'm still not sure what I can do to decorate the pages because I'm not that great at the 2D drawing, and I really don't have a lot of space to decorate, but I would like to decorate them if I could. So if you have any ideas on that, I'd love to hear them. It's getting nice and cool out, so I was trying some watercolor, but it ended up not working out that great just because I was experimenting. But hopefully one day I become a little bit better at that. I'm going to have to think of a different kind of adventure to do next week. It depends on the weather really what I can do, because if it's blizzarding out, that's no fun to go out on adventures. But I'll have to see. I hope you guys liked my Chinese oven adventure. It's always so pretty over there. So that's nice. Getting close to the end of our round. And then last increase here. Just going to choose to have faith rather than count them, because that's what you got to do in crochet sometimes. And let's measure on the bottom of my stolen wine bottle. Let's see. So, definitely think that is very good. We could have probably ended at the last round, if I'm being honest. What shall I do? Too big or too small? I'm going to go down and decrease this last row. I think that would be better. So we're going to go back to just 24 stitches. I didn't think it would be that little, but obviously wine bottles are. When you don't drink wine, you can't really tell. So that's a problem. So we're just going to go and frog a little bit. My family hates when I do this, but I don't mind. It makes kind of a fun feeling. So That's all good for me. So we're going to go with 24 stitches instead. And then we're going to go into the back loop only of our little round, and we're going to double crochet just a single double crochet in each stitch to make our pattern go upwards instead of out. So we'll do that, and then we'll start our Jasmine stitch. Alright, so now that we've got our lovely circular base and the first round as double crochet, we're going to do the Jasmine stitch. And so this first stitch is always the hardest to do, then the rest of it gets easier. So I'm going to show you as best I can what to do. So we have one chain after I've slipped it in. I'm just going to make it 3 chains. So chain 3 to start out with. And then in the same stitch here, we're going to make a treble crochet, and this is US terms treble crochet, and I'm using a 6mm hook, by the way, just as an addition to that. And so now that we have a chain 3 and a treble crochet in one, we're going to pull that through, and then that'll be the end of that stitch. We're going to chain 3 again, and then in this top stitch here, we are going to add another treble crochet. And so this is the hardest part to figure out, but after this it's just a breeze. So there we go, adding another little petal. And so then what we do is we just need to crochet into this hole here. So we're going to make another treble crochet down in there. And we're going to keep all the loops on the hook. We're not going to finish any of these stitches. And then another one into the base of our last little petal there. There we go. And so now we have 4 loops on our hook because we're not finishing any of these stitches. And so then we're going to skip 3 double crochets. And I know that's a lot, but we're going to skip 3. And we're going to go work into the 4th double crochet that there in our last round. And we're still not going to finish any of these stitches until there's 3 loops on the hook. So now we have 3 kind of petals and 6 loops on the hook. So we're going to go and yarn over and pull through all 6 of those. And so that's the first stitch, so that's the hardest. So you've got the hardest part of this done. And so now what we're going to do next is we're going to do the rest of it, which is a lot easier. So we're going to chain 3 like this, and then we're going to treble crochet into the spot where all of our threads join together, where your chains are. So that's your first petal. We're not going to finish it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to treble crochet into the base of our last petal here, right like this. We're going to do 2 unfinished trebles in there. Oh, made a double instead of a treble. Here we go. There we go, 4 loops on the hook. And again, we're going to skip 3 double crochets and work into the 4th. So just like this, we will work 2 more unfinished treble crochets into the 4th, double crochet from our last round, and then we'll pull through all 6 of our loops, right like that. So now you can start to see the flower pattern. Here, let me see if I can do this. Maybe this will be better for you guys. I always worry about like the halo, but maybe this is better. So now you can see, not really, it's still kind of halo-y, but now you can see some petals forming. So we're just going to continue on with that until we reach the end of our round. And so, yeah, maybe this is a little bit better. A little bit halo-y, but not bad. Not sure. So we're just going to keep doing this until we hit the end of the round, and I'll see you guys back there. Alright, so now we're back, so we're just going to finish our last little joining petals here. So we've chained 3 and we're going to do a treble into where the chain 3 was, as we've been doing, and then we're going to do another 2 trebles into the base of our last petal, and then instead of skipping 4, we're already at our end, so we're going to slip stitch into the top of our chains here. So we'll just go and do that, and we'll pull through that one and all 4 of our loops on our hook. So now you have a lovely little base and the first half of our jasmine stitch here. So I'll give you a nice look at that, and then we'll continue on with what we've been up to. So we will chain 3 again, and then you will go into the base of your flower here. So you have our 4 petals, so each flower in the first row kind of consists of 4 petals in a Patrick star shape. So we're going to go into the base of the 4 petals here, and we're going to do 2 treble crochets. I mean 1 in here because our nice chain 3 counts as a treble crochet. We'll go and join those together as we did on our round before. We'll chain 3 again, we'll add another treble, and then this one we won't finish. So just like our last round, we won't finish this one. And then we'll do another petal set into the base of our last petal, right like this, and then another one into our next little Patrick star set of 4. So we'll do the next one in there until we have 6 loops on our hook, and we'll yarn over and pull through all 6, just like that. So now you have completed a flower, and we'll just keep on completing the rest of the flowers in this row. So we'll do another chain 3, another treble, and we won't finish this one. We'll do another set of petals into the base of our last set of petals, and then another set of petals into our next Patrick star shape. Now that we have 6 loops on our hook, we pull through all of them. So now it's really starting to become a flower. So we've got the flower and then another half flower on top because we keep making Patrick stars, but that is your first full jasmine flower stitch. Very nice, and so we'll just continue doing that until we get to the end of the round. So I hope you guys are having a good time. I hope the weather's not too bad. It's beautiful for Canada. It's just lovely. And so I keep wearing my dresses all the time. I just noticed that I'm not wearing a crochet dress. Usually I wear crochet dresses in my crochet videos, but it's been so nice out I was just wearing a summer dress, and then I decided to film this. Completely forgot to change out to one of my warmer dresses because it's so nice out. So hopefully you guys can forgive me for not being perfectly on theme, but next week when we do more on our book club blanket, I will be able to wear a crochet dress for you. These will make great gifts for people on your list if you want to give them wine bottles for Christmas, and you can customize them to fit any size bottle you want. You just have to make the bottom, however many rounds, fit the bottom of your bottle. And so crochet grows a little bit, so if it's a little bit too small, it will grow, so don't fret about that. You can squish it in and it'll accommodate. Not too much, but just a little bit. We'll be fine. So now that we're at the base of our last, oh, maybe second last. As you can see, I always make my stuff up on the go. I never really have a pattern to these, I just kind of go for it and hope for the best. And sometimes it works out, and sometimes it works out less, but it's always fun just to wing it, I find. It makes everything truly unique to you. Alright, let's see. Where is this last one? So, yeah. So now that we have 6 loops on our hook, we're also going to join our round just like that. And so there we have our next round done. Yep, looks good to me. So we will chain 3 and do enough rounds to fit our entire lovely wine bottle. So let's just see how we've been doing so far with this. There we go, and so the base of our wine bottle holder is looking great. We're about a nice good third of the way up to where we need to be, so we'll just continue doing rounds until we get to, I would go with like this cork area, and then I'll meet you back here. So see you then. Hello everyone. So this is what it looks like right now. So I think it looks lovely. It's got the double crochet bottom and all the jasmine stitches on top. So I would either cut it off now and just make a nice little bow for it, and then you can have a lovely little wine bottle cover, or what we can do is we can make a little handle for it. So that's what we're going to do. But if you like it like this, you can just cut it off and do a little tie on, and that would be beautiful. But we're going to make a little handle for it just to make it a little bit more friendly to carry around. So that's what we'll do now. So I'll just slide it back off my lovely stolen wine bottle. And then on our nice tube here, we're going to do one more row of jasmine stitches, but we're going to do it a little bit differently on this row. So what we're going to do is we're going to do another chain 3 and finished treble stitch like this, but then we're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 instead, and then we will go and do another treble stitch set in the next Patrick Star center. So we'll go and do another petal set there, and we'll keep that one unfinished, and then in the next Patrick Star set we'll do another petal, this with our 2 unfinished trebles. There we go. And then now that we have 5 loops on our hook, we'll yarn over and pull through all 5 of those, and we will continue on like that. So we're going to chain 4, and then we're going to do 1 Patrick Star set. One petal set in the base of our last petal, and then the next petal set in the next flower. Very nice. So then we'll have a perfect little base to put our double crochets in and make a nice little handle for our wine tote. So now we will do another treble petal set into the base of our last petals, and then another one. We're almost done this round. Here we go. So if you have any other suggestions for me, I'd love to take them. But if not, we'll continue with our regularly scheduled programming and do another book club blanket set. So we'll go and do that. So instead of going into the, let me count, yes, so we'll go into the base here. No, we won't. Always difficult to join the edges together of a Jasmine stitch. But here we go. And there we are. So we've got our nice area to put in our double crochets for this round. Yes. Good, good. We will chain 1, chain 2, and then we'll do some double crochets. So I'm going to do 1 double crochet into the base of our flower top here, and then I'm going to do 4 more double crochets into each of the chain 4 spaces, and then another one into the top of the petals, and then another 4 into the next chain 4 space. We'll just keep on doing that all the way around until we have a nice round of double crochets. So now this will match the bottom of our nice little tube sock that is our crochet wine tote. So I'll just continue on with that, and then we'll make a little handle for it, and that'll be so cute. I'm thinking about doing some cross stitch soon, so we'll see if I can figure out what I want to cross stitch. I am not a make the back looks pretty cross stitcher. I have terrible backs of cross stitches. I haven't done a lot of it, so maybe with practice I'll be able to make better backs, but as of right now I don't really care too much what the back looks like, because it's going to be hidden anyway. So I just make sure the front looks nice. But whatever makes you feel happy, that's the most important. So I'll slip stitch into the top of the chain 2, Alright, so we have 20 double crochets on the top as our little round there, so we're going to chain 2 and we'll do 5 double crochet stitches. 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's including the chain, so technically 4 double crochet stitches and then the chain. And then we're going to chain 5, 4, 5, and then we're going to skip 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and crochet into the 6th. There we go. That should be enough room to get your hand in, but you can make it a little bit bigger if you'd like. So then we're going to make 5 double crochets, 4, 5, and then chain 5, 3, 4, 5, and you should have 5 left, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so we will just slip stitch it to the top of our chain 2. And then we have a nice little handle base, so we're just going to do another round of double crochets. So we'll chain 2, and then we'll do another nice round of double crochets. And then I think we'll be pretty much done. Our nice wine bottle tote bag. And so you can do this with any stitch you'd like. I've seen lots done in granny squares, in just double crochets just in general. I've seen a couple ones, I mean granny stitch, not granny squares. And yeah, just double crochet stitch. You can do it in single crochet stitch. You can do it in shell stitch, whatever you'd like. But I decided to try Jasmine stitch today because I knew it was a little bit harder and a little bit different than some of the other ones. So I just wanted to show a different wine bottle tote bag so you could see that. But overall, I think this is a great gift to have on Christmas. And it just makes it that much more personalized. You can do it in their favorite color. You know I like a theme, so I did it in wine color. You can pick whatever colors you'd like. And then you can split and join different colors together, whatever you think would look nice. It is your wine bottle tote bag. So we're just going to do 5 double crochets into our chain 5 space. And then we'll connect it at the top. Right like that. We'll chain 1 to finish off, and I think that looks like a nice little handle there. So let's go put it back on our wine bottle to show you the final result. And there you have it, a beautiful wine bottle tote that you can carry around with a nice little handle on top. Just perfect for gifting. So I would definitely make a couple of these this year if you have people who would like some alcohol gifts. And I can't wait to see you next week. Please leave your suggestions of what else I should make. And if not, I'll be continuing on with my book club blanket. So, see you guys next week.